Hello everybody and welcome to DanMachi Season 3, Season Finale anime review. Safe to say that was pretty goddamn exciting. Good to see when JC staff care about, being pretty awesome with their animating. They can make some pretty goddamn epic fights, and that's what we had this week. Everyone was waiting for it, If you read the light novels like I had, you were just like, man, I hope they do some justice to Bell versus Asterius. And yeah, they did. It was pretty damn cool. I knew, every time he would charge, it was just like, why are you suddenly the budget raised at least 15%? It's just, good job Asterius, you did good. But no, that's not the only thing that happened this week. We found out that Hermes is a well-meaning dickhead. I think I'm going to use that to describe him. I'll explain it briefly. But yeah, no, it was an exciting episode. I'm happy, I'm not happy that it's finished because they could have announced a fourth season. I wasn't going to complain if they announced a fourth season, but hey, baby steps, I guess. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. They did announce, in case you didn't see this, I guess I'll mention it now, a new OVA, and like the previous OVAs, it looks it's going to be pretty fan servicey. We had the Hot Springs OVA for Season 1, we had the Beach episode OVA for Season 2. This one, they go to an onsen, which is like a hot spring, so it's important because more nudity, and that is a plus. Why do the OVAs not do anything interesting? I know it's an OVA, but you could make it a little bit interesting. Sure. Anyway, let's get on with the episode. We're not here to talk about that today. We're here to talk about this final episode. So let's do this thing. The episode opens up with Asterius wandering the streets. He's searching for something. We find that out in a minute. Otal, I think, is the one that is in front of him and tells him, hey, go that way and you'll find what you're after. And he's like, many thanks, my dude. And then Asterius, we see his dreams of fighting Bell, in Season 1. It is the same Minotaur, not the same Minotaur, but he's got the memories of that Minotaur. Except this time he's a Xenos, so that's what it is. Hermes, remember what he was doing, that dickhead? He tells the Xenos, basically, do what I say and you might not all die and Loki Familia might not all kill you. Basically, Hestia also calls at one point to say, hey guys, can you hear me? But Hermes is right there, so they're like, can't talk to you right now, let's crush the thing. Gross and the Xenos we then see in the sky, that's pretty weird. All of Hestia Familia is together. Gross and them are flying in the sky, actually start attacking people, and they don't quite get it. Bell is like, I cannot believe you've done this. Why would you do such a thing? And he runs to go investigate. The rest of Hestia Familia are not as fast as Bell, because Bell is level 3? He's level 3, I think. So, and they are not as good as him, so he's got speed. That is the one thing that's getting concerning, is Bell is obviously going to rapidly outgrow the rest of his team. Which ain't great. Let's be honest. Bell's gonna have to start adventuring with the big boys soon. That'd be pretty weird. Could you imagine just Bell hanging out with all the important people? But he's just Bell, but he's really powerful. But it's Bell, He's a nervous wreck 90% of the time. Not 90, maybe nowadays it's more like 50-50. No, I'd say he's a nervous wreck maybe 30% of the time. God, he's grown. How did that happen? Hermes basically explains the reason for doing this. Basically, Bell kind of is hated by everyone right now, and he's like the chosen hero that I've decided on, so we can't be having that. So I need you guys to die so that Bell looks good, basically. It doesn't have to be all of you, he says, 3 or 4 of you'll do. Gross volunteers, because he's like, we don't have a choice, so I'm going to do it. Gross, real man's man is Gross. Also, I get he probably feels like he owes Bell a little something, so this is how he's gonna repay that debt, basically. He also spots Aina's bracelet, which, remember, Hermes gave to her. So Hermes has been planning this for a while. He goes after Aina straight away, and then Bell jumps in. It's like, what? Stop that! And he blocks the strike and everything. Hermes is the mastermind, or is he? But Gross is playing his role, so to speak, just so the others get out, basically. Hestia, at least, knows full well she's with the others. She knows full well, at least, this is Hermes' fault. That damn Hermes is screwing around with us again, that asshole, She knows, at least. Hermes, we see, he doesn't care about this coexisting with monsters. He's like, why the hell would anyone want to do that? That's a waste of time. All we need is the return of the origins of the hero, saving people, and that is what Bell has got to do right now. Well, everyone's gonna die, which is less than good. You know, don't want people to die. Don't really want the monsters to die in this situation either. Nobody needs to die. If Hermes would just stick his big nose out of it. Has he got a big nose? I'm tuned to say he does. Lid is arguing with Fell, saying like, hey, this isn't right, you know, this might be good for Bell, but we can't just let Gross and then die because of it. And Fells is like, Lid, I know, I agree with you, my dude. Basically, Bell, I have faith that Bell won't, you know, he won't play along. He's going to overcome the will of the gods. He's going to march to his own beat, so to speak. Bell doesn't get why Gross is doing this. He's defending, and Gross is like, I will kill you, you know, if you don't. And then Loki Familia show up, so everyone's watching. Gross says like, oh, I guess I'm dead now because Loki Familia's here. But he's like, no, Bell Crano has to be the one to kill me because, you know, that's, you know, his way of making up to him and everything. So yeah, we see flashback. He charges in, does Gross. We see a flashback of Bell with his grandpapa saying, basically, don't compromise your beliefs, kids, for anything. So Bell puts his weapon away and he stands with his arms outstretched in front of Aina like, I'm going to protect Aina, but I ain't going to kill you, you know. And Gross sees this and he's getting close. He's like, God damn it, and he pulls up. So everybody saw Gross pull up for no reason, you know, when he charged Bell. Most of them wouldn't think anything of it. However, like, Finn was there. And Finn's pretty damn clever is what we've learned recently. I think he was there, right? Oh no, maybe he wasn't there. I can't remember. He might have been there. But if he was, you know, he saw that, he's going to have a little think like, huh, that's kind of weird. Why would they do that? But no, Hermes then is like shocked. He's like, Bell, you dumb. Tells Asfi to make him run wild. My guess is the jewel or whatever it is that he gave to Gross could be activated and that'd make him go berserk, basically. However, doesn't have time to do that because out of literally nowhere, Asteria shows up and sees Bell and he's like, you are my target. Charges Bell, it goes all thick-lined and well-animated and just pshum, and zooms him down the street. Like, everyone's like, the hell was that? And then, yeah, Asteria just charges Bell away and it was mental how quick he was going and how pshum. Like, I thought he'd impaled Bell on his, like, horns. No, he didn't. He just, I guess, grabbed him. But, I mean, it worked. You can't say it didn't work. He got Bell away from people so that I guess they could do the terms and conditions of their duel, I guess. That makes sense, right? One thing I did find kind of weird is just Asteria's voice. Like, it doesn't sound anywhere near as gruff as I was expecting. He sounds actually quite well spoken, which I can't remember if they described it as that in the light novels, but I was like, oh, he sounds very polite. Kind of weird. Asterius tells him about the dream he had, you know, when he was fighting Bell, and Bell was like, oh, I think he also sort of recognizes the eyes. I'm like, no way, can't be. And he's like, yeah, it is. And it's like, ah, crap. Got to deal with you again? He wants to hear his name. He's like, I am Asterius, and you are? My kind gentleman. He's like, I'm Bell, my dude. And he's like, grant me a rematch. And Bell is like, all right then, let's do this thing. And like, it was pretty awesome. They didn't play the epic, you know, the song. I can't remember the name of it. Heroic Gambu. I don't know what Gambu means, but it's Japanese, I guess. So they start having a little scrap. Their scrap goes on throughout this whole last section, by the way. Hestia Familia saved Gross and them. They got the visibility cloaks on them and are going to take them to meet up with the others because Weena has Haruhime's little talking orb, I think they say, and Hestia's obviously got hers, so they can still keep talking, which is good. Bell, while fighting, gets absolutely launched by Asterius, like it's actually pretty cool, because you hear a scream, but it's like in the disc, like, ah. It was pretty funny, I think it was anyway. Loki Familia are around, obviously, and they're like, hey, we gotta deal with this, we gotta help out, I guess. However, they are being stopped, held back, blocks, whatever you want to say, by the members of Freya Familia. Yes, it turns out there's more than one god that is pulling the strings here. Hermes' plan has completely fall apart, basically. He's like, oh my god, this has gone so wrong. Where did the Minotaur come from? You know, what's going on? Why are Freya Familia getting involved? I've been hoodwinked. I've been bamboozled. I don't know how that meme goes. The point is, Hermes got more than he bargained for. I think that's fair to say. Belle ends up fighting Asterius in like the town square where everyone is. Of course, this is a one-on-one duel between men, so that's good. Maud, who is quickly becoming my favorite like background character because he just shows up every so often. It's like at the start he was like, Belle sucks, and now he's like, go on Belle, you can do it. He's like the #1 cheerleader. It's brilliant. I love it. I thought he threw him his sword. I don't know how the sword got there. I'm going to assume someone threw a sword to Belle because one of his daggers broke, I think, and all his armor got broke. Like, that stuff's expensive. Asterius should, like, drop some money in his pocket. It's like, hey, use this to buy for new stuff, you know. It's Freya. Turns out she planned all this. Shocker, right? She's in her room with her outfit, her clothes that cover a lot of bodily parts. It makes sense, I guess. She's the god of love. Although, does that make sense? Does that entitle you to wear, like, no clothes? Asking for a friend here. But yeah, no, Asterius and Belle fighting all over. They get charged all over the place again near the tower. The sun rises while they're fighting. It's pretty damn awesome, this whole part. I spent a lot of time not making notes on this fight because it was really epic and I was just watching it, you know. As I said, it was probably the best animated part of the show. Like, I think that's fair to say, unless I'm forgetting something else that was pretty damn good. JC staff, despite their reputation as a bit lazy, I don't want to say lazy, that sounds harsh, a bit bland, a bit just about good enough, they pulled it out for this one, which is good. They've actually been pulling it out this year quite well, so good on you, JC staff. Argonaut activates when the sun rises. They're like staring each other down like a proper like Mexican standoff type thing. Is that what it's called? I can't remember. Argonaut activates, the sword glows white. Bella's all like, I want to be a hero. Their attacks meet in the middle, and Belle gets pushed back. He gets launched. He gets grabbed. Belle doesn't win. That's, you know, fair to say. He gets slammed through the floor of the tower, you know, the tower that leads to the dungeon. Slammed through multiple floors. Like, obviously, he survived because he's got the god blessing, right? But a regular person would have been mush. So it's a good thing that Belle is not mush, I think it's fair to say. Asterius then, you know, when Belle's down, he's beaten him. He's like, Belle, we're tied now, 1-1. So next time will be our we will settle the score, you know, so to speak. He's like, get stronger and we will fight again. And then he just heads off back into the dungeon, like, I'm off now, see ya. And Belle is just sitting there like, this is for the best, you know. This is the best possible outcome. No one died. I got my reputation back. It's a good thing that I lost. And then he's like, I'm lying. It's not good. I mean, I hate that I lost. I wanted to win. I wanted to win so bad. Like, Belle, it's going to be mental, the final fight, right? Like, because the first Minotaur fight was really good in its own right. But then this would probably, maybe it surpassed it, you know? And the fact that Belle didn't win is pretty interesting. The third one, whenever they do that, you know, as I said, I'm up to date on the light novel. Well, not up to date, almost up to date. And, I mean, that's not too far ahead, realistically. But, hey, it's going to be crazy when it does happen. Aina, I think she spots Belle when he's having a little cry by himself. She's not going to tell everyone, though, because she's a nice gal like that. I don't know what she was doing down there. Maybe she was just checking on the damages. And like, oh, look, there's Belle. He's alive, I think. He's fine. He's fine, guys. He's just a bit shaken up. Let's go with that. Then we get the credits montage epilogue type thing. We see Gross. He's back with the others. They have their banter. Wiener is all adorable. Like, welcome back. How are you? I don't know. What was that? Asterius got his arm back. They say that Fel's healed everybody, including Asterius, but then Asterius went off to train some more because, damn it, we're going to level up for when we fight Belle. They're both going to be level 1 million and they're going to destroy the galaxy with their inevitable clash. Who knows? Hestia, Familia are in their room just kind of talking. People are talking about Belle in the newspaper. Hestia drop kicks Hermes when he comes to say hello. Like, okay, that's ballsy, Hermes. Like, that's really ballsy. He gets proper drop kicked. He was asking for it, though. He was asking for a lot worse than just that. He got lucky, let's be real. Belle is at the training wall. I don't know what to call it, so we'll call it the training wall, where Eyes shows up and is like, hello there, I thought I'd see you again if I came here. And it's like, oh, hi, Eyes, how are you? He asks her to teach him again, and she's like, even after everything that happened, you'd think they would talk about it more, you know? It's like, so what's the deal with the talking monsters, you know? But Belle's just like, I want to be stronger, so train me. And she's like, okay then, I guess. So presumably they do more training. I can't actually remember, but that's good. And then it does this zoom in shot on the dungeon. So it's like, hey, season 4? No season 4. I was really gutted. I was really expecting a season 4 announced. We got the OVA announced, so I mean that's something at least. Maybe they want to take a year off. Maybe they want to do Sword Oratoria season 2. Who knows? I again certainly do not. I'd like them to continue this franchise in some way. I don't want it to like be forgotten. You know, I mean, I know it's got its problems, but I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. And so yeah, I hope they make more. But that was where we ended the episode, and indeed the season as a finale, it was pretty damn good. You know, Belle versus Asterius, that's pretty hype. You know, you can't get much hyper than that for this series. In terms of a final fight, this is up there. You know, I'd say it's. Remember how season 2 ended, and it was kind of like a bit, you know, it was a bit of a whatever arc, the season 2 final one. This was like, because the whole arc was this season, or this whole season was one arc basically, and then we built towards this big old ending, big old fight, and you know, it was really good, even if Belle lost, you know. Arguably, Belle losing made it even more important, I would say. But yeah, no. What we're going to do, we're going to go to my favourite part of the episode, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the season as a whole. Not too much, because I don't want to talk too much. My voice is going. But a little bit. So first, though, what was my favourite part of the episode? I mean, it's pretty obvious, but we'll do the cut, so it's easy for me in editing. Let's do that. So yeah, of course, my favourite part is Belle versus Asterius, because it's an important fight, because obviously Belle loses, Belle wants to win, he loses, you know, it's important for him, it's important for Asterius, but mostly, most of the reason that I really enjoyed it, because it was well animated and really good. Every time that Asterius like charged him or threw him through something, it was like, damn, dude's got some muscle on him. Dude has got a lot of muscle on him. He knows what he's doing. And you're like tiny little Belle. Tiny little Belle's strong though. Also like how it cut to like everyone watching. Like we saw like most of the characters that we've seen, like minor, major, whatever, all just like watching Belle. And it's like, yeah, go get him, Belle. He lost, but in defeat, he's got everyone's faith back at least, and so that's good. That is a good thing. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Enjoyed it as a season finale. Thought it was really good. But for right now, let's talk about the season as a whole for a little bit. So better than season 2. I don't hate season 2 as much as most people, but this was better than season 2. I'm definitely. I hope I'm not alone thinking that, because I thought this was quite good. Is it as good as season 1? I mean, they're really not that comparable, really. You know, they feel very different to me, because this is all one big arc, whereas season 1 they kind of crammed a lot in, which is fine. You know, it's still a good season. I'm not going to argue, but I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I think I'd have to watch season 1 again before I made that decision, because season 1. I mean, I don't know if I've said this before. Season 1 was the first anime I actually watched as it was coming out, like seasonally. So, I don't want to call it nostalgia or rose-tinted glasses, but that was an experience, man. I mean, obviously now I do it all the time, but back then it was like, damn, I'm getting hyped talking about people as it comes out. You know, it was good. But no, this has been a good season. It's been a good season. Even if I read ahead. I read this already before the season started. Still really enjoyable seeing it all animated. You know, in fact, I'd argue they pulled it out of the bag. Like they went. JC staff, for all their faults, tried this season. That's what I feel like. I feel like, especially in certain places, they really did try. Like Asterius, the stuff with Belle versus Eyes as well. They tried where it mattered, and that's a great thing. When Ween got resurrected as well, they had that song playing. That was a nice song. But yeah, no, enjoyable season. I hope. You know, we got the OVA coming, as I said. I'll watch it because it'll be there. You know, I'm not going to pretend there's anything important going to happen. But sometimes you just want to see the girls and the guys go to the hot springs. I wonder if they're going to, like, stick the Xenos in the hot springs. Like, maybe the Xenos could end up in the hot springs from the first OVA, and we could, like, cut between them. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just, hey, they're going to throw every character in these hot springs OVAs. That's how it works. But hopefully after that we get some sort of it's April, by the way, is when it comes out. I don't think I actually mentioned it. It's April. I don't remember the day, but they've announced it. Look it up. But yeah, hopefully we get a season 4. I'd be alright if we got Sword Oratoria before then, even if I didn't really like Sword Oratoria. I just like this anime. I like this series a lot. They've got enough for a season 4, by the way. They definitely do. So here's hoping, fingers crossed, everyone. Here's hoping it doesn't take 4 years or whatever the gap between season 1 and season 2 was. But here's hoping. Anyway, though, thank you everybody for watching this review. And if you've been here the whole series, and thank you all for that as well, very enjoyable. Let me know what you thought about the finale and Belle vs. Asterius and the whole series and stuff in the comments, because I love reading them. But for now, I will see you next time in whenever that is. So take care, and bye guys.